Today is 23rd July 2025, Wednesday. I am here, Pampa Kuchlan, a member of Hosla, a senior citizen care startup organization, reading news from Hosla Radio. Before going through details, some headlines here. 1. Dalai Lama is in Karsha Monastery in Janskar, Ladakh. 2. Jet crashed into college in Dhaka. 3. Europa, Jupiter's icy moon, has been one of the most promising places in our solar system. 4. Earth is spinning quicker than usual. 5. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar resigns. 6. Judge cash burning case. 7. Indian Army receives a first batch of Apache helicopters from United States. 8. India takes a tough stand on European Union. 9. 2006 Mumbai train blast, Supreme Court to hear appeal on July 24, 2025. 10. Former Kerala CM, veteran Communist leader V.S. Achyutanandan passes away at 101. 11. Azizul Haq, veteran communist thinker, is no more. 12. Climate change brewing trouble for tea. Coming to details. Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, while addressing devotees at the historic Karsha Monastery in Janskar, Kargil district, accused the Chinese communist regime of not only stripping Tibetans of political rights but also systematically undermining their spiritual traditions. After futile attempts for 2 days to reach Janskar, the helicopter carrying the Dalai Lama was finally able to reach the destination on Sunday because of better weather conditions. Recounting a pivotal moment from 1954, the Dalai Lama recalled a conversation with Mao Zedong in Beijing. Mao told me that religion is poison. I said nothing then, but I knew he was hostile to Dharma. Communist ideology regards religious belief as blind faith unworthy of preservation. 16 students, 2 teachers, pilot killed as jet crashes into college in Dhaka. July 21, 2025, New Delhi, 19 people, including class 6 student, died after a Bangladesh fighter jet crashed into the campus of the Milestone School and College in capital Dhaka's Uttara neighborhood Monday. 16 children, 2 teachers and the pilot, Flight Lieutenant Muhammad Tawqir Islam, were killed in the crash that took place early afternoon. Over 100 people, many of whom are students, were injured, some with severe burns, and have been rushed to nearby medical facilities, Bangladeshi officials said. At least 8 are in critical condition, while a medical professional at the city's National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery said the number of injured is increasing. The plane that crashed was an F-7BGI, an advanced version of Chinese J-7 fighter. It took off at 1:06 p.m. on a training flight but crashed shortly afterwards into a building where students were taking tests or attending regular classes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday expressed a deep shock at the loss of lives in an aircraft crash in Bangladesh's Dhaka and said India is ready to extend all possible support. Most of the injured were between 8 and 21 between 8 and 14. Now, interesting news about Jupiter's icy moon Europa. Jupiter's icy moon Europa has been one of the most promising places in our solar system to find environments suitable for life beyond Earth. In the 1960s, ground-based telescopic observation noted that Europa's surface was mostly made of water ice, with scientists speculating that the almost Earth-sized moon has a saltwater ocean that holds twice as much water as our planet. Now, new observations from the James Webb Telescope are revealing that Europa, which was often pictured as a still silent shell, actually has an active surface. In a series of experiments conducted by Southwest Research Institute, it was found that Europa's surface ice is crystallizing at different rates in different places. This suggests that the planet is currently undergoing geologic activity, with scientists labeling the ongoing cycle between the subsurface and surface as chaos terrains. The result of these experiments, when combined with the newly received data from the James Webb Telescope, hints that Europa's subsurface may be hiding a huge liquid ocean beneath the surface. In October last year, NASA launched Europa Clipper, a spacecraft that will first head towards Mars and take around 5.5 years to reach Jupiter's icy moon. The spacecraft will explore Europa to determine if its underground ocean is habitable. Scientists also found some clues that Europa may have carbon dioxide and hydrogen peroxide. Upon further evaluation, it was found that carbon dioxide on Europa's surface is unstable due to Moon's radioactive environment, which suggests that these geological processes were recent. Now, some strange with our Earth is happening. July 22, 2025. Earth is doing something strange, and we are just not noticing. A spin so fast you won't feel it, but the clocks certainly will. Earth is spinning quicker than usual, puzzling researchers worldwide. On July 22, the planet completed its full rotation 1.34 milliseconds early. That is shorter than the usual 24 hours, but still unnoticeable to people. Yet the change matters. Atomic clocks are watching closely and may need adjusting. A negative leap second might be added by 2029, something that has never happened before. The planet's spin has not always been this way. Scientists say a day used to be just 19 hours long. Back then, tides from the sun and moon shaped Earth's rotation. Over time, the moon has moved further from Earth. As it drifted, it slowed our spin that made days longer until now. Since 2020, records keep getting broken. The fastest day was July 5, 2024, when Earth spun 1.66 milliseconds quicker than normal. July 22 is now the second shortest day, followed by August 5, expected to be 1.25 milliseconds short. Now coming to other news. Jagdeep Dhankar resigns as Vice President, cites health concerns. July 22, 2025. New Delhi, Jagdeep Dhankar on Monday resigned from the Vice President post, citing health concerns and the need to follow medical advice. In his resignation letter, he said the decision was taken to prioritize healthcare in light of ongoing health issues. In his resignation letter, Dhankar expressed gratitude to the President for her unwavering support and described their working relationship as soothing and wonderful. He also thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Council of Ministers for their cooperation, calling the Prime Minister's support invaluable. The warmth, trust, and affection I have received from all the honorable members of the Parliament would ever be cherished and embedded in my memory, he wrote, reflecting on his tenure as Vice President. I will retire at the right time, August 2027, subject to divine intervention, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar said just 12 days ago at an event in JNU. On Monday, in a surprising move, the 74-year-old resigned from the post, citing health concerns. The reason, however, had few takers. Even the harshest of his critics in the opposition, with whom Dhankar had frequent run-ins during his tenure and even moved to impeach him, said there was more to it than it met the eye. Parliament monsoon session on July 22, a day after Jagdeep Dhankar resigned from his post as Vice President and Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Deputy Chairman Shri Harivansh called on President Draupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan on Tuesday. Earlier in the day, both houses of the Parliament witnessed the uproar of opposition MPs protested and raised slogan over Bihar voter list revision. Amid the ruckus, proceedings of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha were adjourned until 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Judge cash pardoning case, 21st July 2025. Parliamentarian on Monday submitted notices of a motion to the presiding officers of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha for the removal of Justice Jaswant Verma, from whose New Delhi residence burnt wads of currency notes were found during a fire incident. A bipartisan delegation submitted a notice bearing the signatures of 145 Lok Sabha members for the removal of Justice Verma to Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. The notice was submitted under Article 124, 217 and 218 of the Constitution. A similar removal notice was submitted by 63 Rajya Sabha members to Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar. Indian Army receives first batch of Apache helicopters from United States. The first batch of Apache helicopters has arrived in India and will be deployed at Jodhpur, enhancing the Indian Army's operational capabilities in the region. Notably, Indian Army received the first batch of Apache helicopters after a delay of 15 months, media reports said. India takes tough stand on European Union sanctions over Russian oil, July 22, 2025. New Delhi, ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the United Kingdom, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri on Tuesday addressed questions about growing Western pressure on India over buying Russian oil. He made it clear that India's energy needs come first. His comments came after European Union imposed a new round of sanctions on Russia over its war in Ukraine. 2006 Mumbai train blast case. Supreme Court to hear appeal on July 24, 2025. The Supreme Court will Thursday hear the appeal challenging the Bombay High Court verdict acquitting all 12 convicts in 2006 Mumbai train blast, which killed 189 people after Maharashtra government approached the top court against the judgment. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said the state had already prepared the appeal and sought a hearing Wednesday. Veteran communist leader and former Kerala CM V.S. Achyutanandan passes away 101. 21st July 2025. Legendary communist leader and former Kerala Chief Minister V.S. Achyutanandan, who passed away on Monday in Thiruvananthapuram, was a revolutionary who donned the role of corrective force in Kerala politics. Veteran communist thinker Azizul Haq, no more. Azizul Haq, a prominent leftist intellectual, a writer, one of the early leaders of the Naxalite movement in India, died on Monday at a private hospital in Salt Lake after a prolonged illness. He was 85. Haq, best known for his prison memoirs, Karagare 18 বছর, 18 years in prison. He had been battling age-related complications for months. A key figure in the radical Naxalbari uprising of the late 1960s, Haq rose to prominence after the death of CPI-ML founder Charu Majumdar in 1972, when he took over as the chief of the party's second central committee. He spent nearly 2 decades in jail, facing multiple arrests under successive governments. His memoir, penned behind bars, documented the harsh realities of political imprisonment in India. He recounted early morning beatings, rotten food, psychological torture, and alleged killings of fellow inmates. The manuscript, nearly seized by prison authorities, was rescued and eventually published thanks to the intervention of a journalist and a reporter from the Bengali Daily. In 1986, reports of custodial torture on Haq stirred public and political outcry. Senior CPIM ministers and Congress leader Subrata Mukherjee reportedly visited him in jail, supporting his release in parole due to his deteriorating health. Although Haq withdrew from active politics in his later years, he remained a vocal social commentator. He founded Bhasha Shahid Smarak Samiti, Language Martyrs Memorial Committee, and regularly contributed to Bengali dailies. Azizul Haq is remembered as a fierce advocate of revolutionary politics whose personal history mirrored the tumult of an era marked by ideological strife and state suppression. Climate change brewing trouble for tea. Kolkata, 22 July. For millions of people around the world, morning begin with a hot cup of tea. But this comforting ritual is now under serious threat. Rising temperature and unpredictable rainfall caused the climate change are putting the future of tea at risk. The impact of climate change is already here in the fields, in the leaves, and in every cup of tea we drink. Veteran tea taster Shivaji Sen says tea doesn't smell the way it used to. Young tasters today don't know what they are missing. To effectively address climate change, a multifaceted approach is required, encompassing individual actions, technological advancement, and policy changes. At least we can do something, like reducing waste, conserving water, and making conscious consumption choices. These individual efforts also play a crucial role to address climate change, which affects entire crop production. Hoping that we will try our best in this direction. And concluding my news reading here, stay blessed and happy. Namaskar.